Forget everything you thought you knew about the NFC North. Because this division is about to get absolutely wild, and one team is quietly positioned to run it back and do something that nobody expected. The question every football fan in this conference is asking right now deserves a real answer. Position by position, no fluff, no favorites. So buckle up, because we're going deep into the trenches, the receivers' rooms, the defensive backfields, and every single spot in between. If you're serious about this kind of analysis, hit that like button, subscribe so you never miss a breakdown, and share this with every football fan you know. Let's start where all the debates begin, the quarterback position. And honestly, this is the most fascinating argument in the entire division. You've got three guys who could each legitimately be called the best signal caller in the NFC North right now. Jared Goff is the most consistent quarterback in professional football, full stop. Jordan Love has moments where he looks absolutely elite, with highs that rival anyone. But the arrow pointing the steepest upward belongs to Caleb Williams. The kid is ice cold under pressure, makes the jaw-dropping play when everything's on the line, and last season was really just the beginning. The projection here is simple. He takes that next leap, becomes more consistent from snap to snap, and finishes as the best quarterback in this division. It's razor thin right now. By December, though, that conversation might not be so close. Now here's something worth thinking about. Does youth and upside actually beat proven consistency in a single season? Because that's the real gamble every contender in this division is making. Running backs. Detroit is sitting in the number one spot here, and it's not complicated. Jahmyr Gibbs might be one of the three best running backs in all of football. He does everything. He makes defenders miss, he catches passes out of the backfield, and he takes the top off defenses in the open field. Even with the addition of Isaiah Pacheco and the absence of David Montgomery, this group still has an elite anchor. Chicago comes in at number 2 with DeAndre Swift and Roscoe Johnson giving them arguably the best duo in the division. Then Green Bay with Josh Jacobs, assuming he's fully healthy and back to his best, because a banged-up Jacobs coming off a down year is a real question mark. Minnesota lands 4th here. Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason aren't bad, but the Vikings simply don't build their identity around the run game. Wide receivers, and this might be the best receiver division in the entire NFL. Let that sink in for a second. Minnesota holds the top spot, and it's because Justin Jefferson is still one of the 2 or 3 best receivers on the planet. Jordan Addison is an excellent number 2, and adding Jalen Nailor as the third option gives them the most complete trio in football. Detroit is next, and don't sleep on that Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jameson Williams pairing. St. Brown works every inch of the field while Williams is an absolute game-breaker with the ball in space. Chicago is third with Rome Odunze and Luther Burden, 2 young receivers with real star potential. Khalil Sheikh impressing in the offseason program is a great sign too. But the truth is, this room still needs to prove it. Green Bay sits 4th. If Christian Watson stays healthy, this becomes more of a debate. But right now both Chicago and Green Bay have youth and upside that hasn't fully materialized on the field yet. Tight ends, and this is where things get really interesting. Chicago walks away with this one, and it's not even particularly close. Cole Kmet is a complete tight end who would start for most franchises in this league. Sam Mustipher isn't the name here, it's Sam Laporta's former teammate. But more importantly, it's Colston Loveland who stole the show last season and hasn't stopped turning heads since. What he did in the second half of his rookie year, including a dominant playoff performance against Green Bay, was the kind of thing that makes opposing coordinators lose sleep. If the third tight end becomes a real factor, you might be looking at the best pure trio at that position in the entire NFL. Green Bay is right there too with Tucker Kraft coming back from injury, but Chicago holds the edge. Detroit has a genuine star in Sam Laporta. Minnesota is a distant 4th here. Offensive line, and yes, this is going to raise some eyebrows, but Chicago takes this one too. The key is how many of your 5 spots you feel truly confident about. For this offense, you feel great about 3. Joe Thuney is the reigning protector of the year, and the best guard in football. Jonah Jackson is a very solid addition. Darnell Wright at right tackle is only 24 years old, and still climbing after earning second-team All-Pro honors last season. Center and left tackle carry some question marks, but even with those wildcards, no other team in this division can match 3 spots of that caliber. Minnesota's tackles are excellent, but the interior is uncertain. Green Bay doesn't have a true star at any single position right now. Detroit is the wild card. If Blake Miller develops quickly and Penei Sewell continues operating at an elite level, they enter the conversation, but there are still too many unknowns in their interior. And that's your NFC North offensive picture. Chicago leads in quarterback projection, tight end, and offensive line. Detroit leads in the run game. Minnesota leads at receiver. Now let's flip it to defense. Defensive line. Detroit gets this one, and it's because Aiden Hutchinson is back healthy and fully operational. That man is a problem. Alan Branch returns healthy as well, and if Tyree Williams takes a jump in year 2, this group could be legitimately dominant. Green Bay is close. They have some strong pieces, but losing Rashawn Gary is massive, and the edge group behind the top end is thin. Minnesota made a bold investment at defensive tackle with Caleb Banks, and if he hits alongside Jalen Redmond, their interior becomes elite. Dallas Turner showed up big late last year too. Chicago is 4th here, and the honest reason is they don't have a franchise-altering pass rusher, and the depth isn't there yet. Montez Sweat is good, Zion Johnson is ascending, but you need a star to anchor a championship-caliber defensive line. Linebacker. This one surprised even the people doing the deep dives, but Chicago legitimately edges this group. T.J. Edwards is criminally underappreciated, outstanding against the run, excellent football IQ, and still producing at a high level. Pair him with Devin Bush if he carries over his recent form, and add Tremaine Edmonds as a capable third piece, and this is a group with real depth. Eden Cooper in Green Bay and Jack Campbell in Detroit are better individually than anyone on Chicago's roster at this position, but the depth behind those guys in both cities is genuinely shaky. Detroit is projected to start someone who graded out as one of the worst linebackers in football last year. Green Bay brought in a player who's been declining for 2 seasons. Depth matters in a full season, and Chicago's depth wins here. Cornerback. Minnesota earns this one by a nose, largely because of health concerns elsewhere. Jalen Johnson looked outstanding in the off-season program and might be the best pure corner in this division. But the uncertainty around Kyler Gordon is real, and Tariq Stevenson has been inconsistent. James Pierre graded out extremely well for Minnesota last season. Mekhi Blackmon is a capable slot defender, and the group is just more reliable from a health standpoint right now. Detroit is solidly 3rd. Green Bay on paper at cornerback is a concern. Safety. Green Bay takes the top spot, and this is the position that allows their defense to hold together despite the corner questions. Xavier McKinney is one of the best safeties in professional football, and Evan Williams is an excellent complement. An elite tandem changes what a defense can do schematically. Chicago is 2nd here with a tandem of Kitten Oladapo and Jalen Thompson that has the most positional versatility in the entire division, and potentially in the league. The projection makes you hold off putting them first, but the ceiling is genuinely sky high. Detroit is 3rd if Brian Branch comes back healthy from his Achilles. Minnesota's safety group on paper isn't where you'd want it. Special teams. Minnesota runs away with this one. Their kicker and punter combination is one of the best in football. Chicago's return game projects to improve significantly with Khalil Sheikh and Xavier Thomas getting more opportunities. Detroit is solidly 3rd. Green Bay's kicker situation is a genuine problem heading into the season, and that's not a small thing. So here's the final picture. Chicago earns the top spot at quarterback projection, tight end, offensive line, and linebacker, 4 position groups. Minnesota leads at receiver and cornerback, and takes special teams, 3 position groups. Detroit wins the running back position and defensive line, 2 groups. Green Bay claims safety, 1 group. But here's the real question, and we need your voice on this one. Who actually wins the NFC North when the dust settles in January? Drop your answer in the comments right now. Are the Bears built to repeat? Is Detroit the team that finally breaks through? Has Minnesota quietly assembled something dangerous? Let the debate begin. Bear down.